Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, the home of true Liverpool passion and breaking Red stories. Today's episode is packed. Jordan Henderson opens up on his emotional Liverpool breakup. Florian Wirtz shows his true colors after being called a diva. Gerrard points the finger at Trent Alexander-Arnold. And we've got insider talk on Marc Guehi's 2026 Liverpool dream, plus a heartfelt message from Trent's girlfriend that you don't want to miss. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Jordan Henderson opens up on emotional Liverpool breakup and how he couldn't watch them. Former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson admits that he has struggled for 2 years with his Liverpool exit. Having left Anfield after 12 years with the club, during which time he lifted the game's top honors, former Liverpool captain. Jordan Henderson admits he was so hurt by his Anfield exit that he couldn't bear to watch his former club on TV. In an eye-opening account of the pain he felt leaving the club after 12 years, the Premier League and Champions League winner likens his Merseyside exit to a particularly painful breakup, admits he has struggled to get over it and that it has been one of the most difficult periods of his career. Henderson, now 35, caused shockwaves 2 years ago when he left the club to move to Saudi Arabia, joining Pro League club Al Ettifaq. Accused of chasing mega money, Henderson lasted just 6 months in Saudi before joining Dutch giants Ajax. He lasted 18 months in Amsterdam before returning to the Premier League this summer, joining Brentford. No, I couldn't watch a lot of games. I certainly couldn't watch Liverpool. I didn't watch a lot of Premier League stuff then. Probably picked the right place for that. I was halfway around the world. Yeah, it was tough. But when you leave Liverpool because I was there for so long, because I had such an attachment, and I dedicated a large part of my life there, when I left, I found it really difficult, and I suppose whatever I did or wherever I went, I don't know what it felt like. It felt like a breakup. It was just difficult, and I think if you asked a lot of players when they left a club, not just Liverpool, but when you have been at a club for so long and you have that attachment to them whether you retire or move on. I think for a period of time that was hard, but within time things change. You move on, but I would say that was probably the most difficult time. Henderson's Liverpool exit looked like it may spell the end of his international career. And he didn't make Gareth Southgate's squad for Euro 2024. But Thomas Tuchel has brought him back into the fold. Henderson now has 85 caps to his name, and a place at next year's World Cup looks likely to be his. He loves playing for his country, and it was a factor in his move to Brentford. And while it continues to drive him, so he says do the critics who write him off. I think I've used it as fuel throughout my career, really, said Henderson. Everyone's different and everyone likes to approach things differently. For me, I suppose it's part and parcel of who I am. I've always had to prove something somewhere. I don't think that will ever change sometimes. Henderson also says that while it may have taken him years, he has finally learned to block out criticism to focus on the job in hand. He added, "When you are younger, it can be tough. It is a lot easier now. And I suppose it is not bad to come through stuff like that in the end, when you could come out the other side and look back. Of course, there will be tough moments, and I am not going to lie. Over the past couple of years, I have had some tough moments. But when you come out the other side, you look back. You think you learn a lot about yourself, and it makes you stronger, makes you think differently, and if you use it in the right way, it can help you. And that is all I have ever tried to do. Of course, I am not perfect. And I have made mistakes in the past, throughout my career. But all I have ever tried to do is the right and help as many people around me as I can and try to use the negative stuff to be a better player and help my team. That's what I've done wherever I have been. Looking back, that is something I have always probably needed. I just feel that I have had that and have had to learn to use it as a tool in the right way. And hopefully I have been, because I am still here and speaking to you now, which can't be a bad thing." Florian Wirtz shows true colors after being branded diva in clear Liverpool message. Florian Wirtz was introduced at halftime of Liverpool's 2-1 defeat to Chelsea on Sunday, but was unable to secure his first attacking return and help the Reds avoid another loss. Florian Wirtz was in high spirits as he joined the German squad on Monday. Despite being benched just 2 days prior for Liverpool's match against Chelsea, Wirtz was brought on at halftime when Liverpool were down 1-0 due to a goal from Moises Caicedo. He almost made an immediate impact with a clever flick to Mohamed Salah, but the Egyptian's shot went wide. Despite several impressive moments, Wirtz couldn't help Liverpool break their losing streak. Cody Gakpo managed to level the score for the Reds, but a last-minute goal from Estevao resulted in Arne Slot's team suffering their third consecutive loss and relinquishing their top spot in the Premier League to Arsenal. For Wirtz, who was making his 7th appearance in the Premier League, the wait for his first goal or assist continues. Unfortunately, the Aerozo 7 memes also continue. Wirtz does have one assist to his name for Liverpool, which came during his debut against Crystal Palace in the Community Shield. However, that remains his only contribution so far, having now played 10 matches for the club. The October international break might be a welcome respite for the young player, with Germany set to host Luxembourg before heading to Northern Ireland for their upcoming World Cup qualifiers. Wirtz netted his sole strike of the season during the previous international window, finding the net with a spectacular free kick in the return match against Northern Ireland. Going into the break, following Germany's 2-0 loss to Slovakia in their opening September encounter, he had faced fierce criticism from supporters in his home country. However, since that point, numerous German icons have stepped forward to support the midfielder as his sluggish beginning to life at Liverpool persists. Germany sporting director Rudi Völler attributes Wirtz's struggles at Anfield to his new colleagues, acknowledging it will require patience for the creative player to find his rhythm. The major distinction is, at Bayer Leverkusen, despite the individual quality of the other players, he was always looked for, Völler explained on Sky 90. Players like Granit Xhaka, Alejandro Grimaldo, or Robert Andrich certainly ran the game. But the moment Florian made himself available, he always got the ball. Even as a young guy, he was already the chief. I deliberately watched some Liverpool games with him. He does an incredible amount of work, runs a lot, makes many sprints, and also goes deep. But he isn't played to in the way he was used to at Leverkusen or with the national team. That's something that has to be developed over weeks and months. I know that he's not one of those divas in his position who stand around with their heads down if they're not passed to 3 times. Florian isn't like that. He's not only an extraordinary footballer, he also has a great character. He will give everything from the first to the last minute, always push forward. He also has incredible running stats. He will assert himself. We're very happy that he is with us for 10 days now. I am convinced he will deliver 2 wonderful international matches. Steven Gerrard points finger at Trent Alexander-Arnold over Liverpool exit. What are you doing? Trent Alexander-Arnold joined Real Madrid in a transfer that was $10 million to Liverpool. And now, Steven Gerrard has had his say on the deal. Steven Gerrard has said he would not have departed Liverpool in the same manner as Alexander-Arnold did. The defender joined the Reds Academy at the age of 6 and progressed through the ranks at youth level before making his senior debut in 2016. However, his decision to move to Real Madrid on a free transfer this summer, after rejecting the chance to remain at Anfield, upset a huge proportion of Liverpool's fan base. Some Red supporters made their feelings known when they booed the England international as he appeared as a substitute against Arsenal at the back end of last season. And Gerrard has told the Rio Ferdinand Presence podcast that he would not have made the same move if he were in Alexander-Arnold's shoes. He said, "If I take my Liverpool hat off, I think any player in the game when Barcelona and Real Madrid come, it's going to turn your head. This is me speaking without my Liverpool hat on at the moment. Real Madrid came for me with Mourinho, serious, and it turned my head. It didn't get as much traction and noise as Chelsea because it was shut down pretty quick because of the timing of it and what Real Madrid wanted me to do to manufacture that. So it never got the traction or the noise, but it turned my head. It turned my head, for sure. It's Real Madrid. So without my Liverpool hat on, Real Madrid and Barcelona, whether you like it or not, if you're a United fan, Liverpool fan, they're 2 humongous clubs. And when they come, it's going to turn your head. No matter who you are, it's going to turn your head. Or you're not. You're not human. They're going to turn your head. So I can understand it from being in Trent's shoes. I can understand it. I get it. His best mate plays there. Maybe he wants to challenge himself. He's won everything at Liverpool. So there's a part of me that really understands it. But as soon as I put my Liverpool hat back on, I think, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're arguably one of the best teams in Europe. You're winning things that I sit here now and still dream of winning. You're winning European Cups. You're one of the main men. The fans adore you. What are you doing? But this is with my Liverpool hat on, because I love Liverpool Football Club. So, asked directly if he agreed with the stick Alexander-Arnold received. Gerrard said, the next person that flirts with Real Madrid or Barcelona or blah, 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 they're going to get a stick. We play a game with millions and millions of people that are paying good money, or they're all on social. You're going to get a bit of stick. You're going to get a bit of stick. It is what it is. The stick that goes above the line I don't agree with. The abuse. All that, I don't agree with that with any player. That's not for me. That's just a load of That's gotta stop. But constructive criticism from a fan who's paying money and buying your shirt and blah, 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 they deserve to have anything. They're the same people that were watching Trent's goals on the phone or spending $3,000 to go to Dortmund to see Trent score a free kick. What Marc Guehi truly thinks about signing for Liverpool in 2026, revealed Marc Guehi feels no obligation to sign with Liverpool in 2026, despite his closest of calls with the Reds over the summer. And team talk has been told which club in particular to keep an eye on. Liverpool believed they'd landed Guehi on deadline day, only for Crystal Palace to pull the plug in the final hours. A club-to-club agreement had been struck, and personal terms were agreed. Guehi had passed a medical conducted by Liverpool officials in London, and a goodbye video, thanking Palace fans for their support, had been recorded with the player's input. However, when Brighton's Igor Julio performed a late U-turn and chose to join West Ham instead of Palace, the Eagles prevented Guehi from leaving. The centre-back remains a key Liverpool target for 2026, and the Reds hope to land the England ace without having to pay a transfer fee. Guehi's contract with Palace expires at the end of the current campaign, and there is zero chance he signs an extension in the coming months. Liverpool are no longer the only game in town for Guehi, with Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Barcelona all circling. Furthermore, Fabrizio Romano revealed on Tuesday evening that other clubs in England besides Liverpool, as well as leading Serie A sides, are lurking with intent. One school of thought suggested Liverpool hold the upper hand given Guehi has already shown a clear willingness to sign for Arne Slot's side. But, according to transfer insider Dean Jones, Guehi will treat Liverpool the same as all others who knock on his door during the season. Furthermore, Jones named Bayern Munich as one club Liverpool should be particularly wary of. Per Sky Germany, Bayern have already held initial talks with Guehi's camp, and as an overseas side, they can forge a pre-contract agreement with the player come January. I think we need to be very clear that the situation has changed with Guehi, insisted Jones. He is looking at things from a fresh perspective now. His approach to a transfer is unclouded by past thoughts, so I would take the Bayern rumor seriously. It might be something that starts to hold real appeal as the player thinks about his next move. Of course, there was a sense of disappointment when his move to Liverpool fell through, but some of the reports were over the top in terms of his reaction. He always knew there was a chance that deal could collapse, and he's a level-headed player who knows other opportunities are ahead of him. He did want to join Liverpool and is still interested, but now the situation is completely open. I don't think he is any more likely to commit to Anfield than any other major club at this moment. I understand he's looking at everything with fresh eyes, and Bayern could well become a very interesting option. Trent Alexander-Arnold's girlfriend sends heartfelt message to former Liverpool star. Trent Alexander-Arnold received a heartwarming message from his girlfriend on Tuesday. As the former Liverpool star kicks off the next chapter of his footballing career with Real Madrid, Trent Alexander-Arnold was sent a loving message from his girlfriend, Estelle Banca, as he celebrated his birthday. The former Liverpool fullback turned 27 on Tuesday, October 7th, and his beau was quick to mark the occasion with a heartfelt message on Instagram. Taking to the stories section of her account, which boasts 155,000 followers, Banca shared a snap of herself and Alexander-Arnold sharing a scenic kiss by the waterside. Alongside it, she wrote, "Happy birthday to the most amazing boyfriend," with a white love heart emoji. Banca also shared a couple of other photos on her account to celebrate her beau's birthday, including one of the two all smiles on a boat wearing snorkeling gear, as well as another of them standing on the pitch of the Bernabeu, which she wrote, "Proudest," alongside. Alexander-Arnold also shared the story to his own Instagram account for his 15.9 million followers to admire. Guehi wasn't the only one to wish the footballer a happy birthday either. His current club, Real Madrid, shared a snap to their social media which read, "Happy birthday a Trent," while Liverpool also shared a post of him lifting the Premier League title earlier this year which added, "Happy birthday, Trent Alexander-Arnold." A number of the Liverpool-born star's current teammates also shared tributes to Alexander-Arnold, with Aurelien Tchouameni, Arda Güler, Alvaro Carreras, Fran Garcia, David Alaba, and Endrick also taking to the World Wide Web to show their support. While he will be remembered as one of the greatest ever Liverpool Academy graduates, given his tally of 23 goals and 92 assists, largely from right-back in 354 appearances, Alexander-Arnold decided to move on from the club this summer, calling time on a 9-year stint with his boyhood club. With his contract expiring in July, Real Madrid forked out around $10 million for the versatile fullback so he could represent them in the Summers Club World Cup. And while many Reds fans have come to empathize with his choice to part ways with Anfield, the reaction at the time told a different story. His exit announcement in May was met with outrage as die-hard fans of the club booed him after he was brought on from the bench in a game against Arsenal just days later. However, as Andy Robertson and former Reds manager Jurgen Klopp launched defenses of the English star, the mood was more varied in his final game for the club against Crystal Palace. The 34-time England-capped star's journey with Los Blancos has been far from smooth sailing to date, though. Alexander-Arnold was sidelined for a week during the Club World Cup due to a muscular problem, and while he has since returned to rack up 4 La Liga appearances and another in the Champions League for his new club, he is currently injured once again.